signal, Joel.
All right.
Here you go.
Just wear it.
Just wear it right away. We'll be on Monday anyway. I have to be ready to rock.
Tristan didn't get the memo not to outdress everybody else on day one.
Bad first impression.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Always a fun time of year when we get to go through the draft process, and especially when it ends as well as we think it ended yesterday. So today is the new beginning of us adding our newest member of the Orlando Magic, Tristan da Silva. And before we kind of get into it, I want to extend a welcome to Mom Christine, Dad Voldemort, and Jonica and Anthony from Excel, who are along for the beginning of the journey. Welcome. So we've talked before about how we came into this draft and the attributes that we were looking for, and even a little bit about how you might not be able to check all the boxes at 18. But I think things broke our way. I think some of the craziness of that particular draft helped us to have things break our way. And ultimately, we were thrilled to be able to walk away with Tristan da Silva. So I've said before, the elements that we were looking for: shooting, skill, IQ, character, positional size. Tristan checks all the boxes for us. And I will say this one additional thing is within the kind of IQ box is quick decision making. And that's something that is increasingly valuable in the NBA as defenses load up, and if you're able to outthink people and react quickly to things that haven't quite formed yet, it puts the team in a good position. So with Tristan being available to us at 18, it was a happy night for the Magic, and beyond that, as you guys all know, we look for the player as well, or before the person. And with all the intense intel background work that we do, and with Coach Mosley being tied to the Buffs, and our performance director, Arnie Kander, being kind of an honorary Buff in Boulder, we felt that we had roots into a lot of good background work that we were able to do with Tristan. Not that it was hard to do. Everybody who Tristan has left in his path speaks glowingly of him. And so we are thrilled to add Tristan to our team, on the court, off the court, and in our community.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, we'll open it up for questions. If you can, please wait for a microphone and state your name and affiliation.
Tristan, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. What have the last 48 hours been like for you, and what are your first impressions of being here in Orlando?
Yeah, obviously it's been kind of crazy. You know, going through all this, all these different emotions, a lot of excitement, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and just being proud to do that with my family, with my friends, and yeah, feels good to finally get here and to finally get settled a little bit, and you know, having certainty. I feel like that's a big thing as well, because there's so much going on draft night, and then you know, to finally hear your name called and knowing where you end up and knowing the people that you're going to be around is very, very comforting and very settling.
Tristan, Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Welcome to Orlando. We've heard Jeff talk about your IQ, kind of the scout, you know, all the scouts and draft analysts really speak highly of your basketball IQ. What does that mean to you, and where do you feel like that comes from?
I think basketball IQ is just being a smart player, you know, just having the intelligence of the game, understanding positions, understanding advantages, understanding, you know, where you have to be on the floor, and understanding that minimal changes are going to make a big impact on the possession or on the play. You know, it might be a step too far to the right or to the left, and it already might mess up the whole spacing. So I feel like that's something that I'm really big on is being, detail oriented in that sense. And, it's gonna create an advantage for you offensively and then also defensively being in the right spot and knowing where you are at all times.
Hi, Tristan. Alex Walker with Channel 9 here in Orlando. Welcome. For some players that get drafted, they're joining teams on the start of a rebuild, but you're joining a team that was one win away from the Eastern semis last year. Just how exciting is that to join a young, talented core that's winning right now?
Yeah, it's very rare. You go into a situation with a lot of young talent that's already, done so much. So it's really, really special to join that group. And, I feel good going into a situation where I know there's a lot of players that are kind of in a similar mind space as me and at the same kind of, chapter in their career, even though they might have already played for 3 years or whatever. So I'm really excited to just join that team and, compliment them.
Tristan, Brett James here from Orlando Magic HQ. These two men sitting next to you, and Jeff Weltman and Coach Mosley, have spoke glowingly about you, not just about your basketball intellect, but more so the type of character that you are. What can you say to this Orlando Magic community and the fan base about the type of young man that's stepping into this organization?
Yeah, I mean, these two have been hyping me up so much, it's kind of hard to live up to it. So, but yeah, I'm just, I'm a regular guy. I'm just, like everybody else, I'm just living life for the first time, but, I'm trying to do the right things. I'm trying to have the right impact. So I feel like with these two on my side, they're great personalities, great characters, which I highly value. So it's going to be a lot of fun getting to know them more and working together with them.
Jessica Ely, Fox 35, right here. You having 4 years of college experience, how do you feel like that sets you apart from other rookies?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like experience speaks for itself. It's just a matter of development and a matter of knowing who you are and who you're not. And I feel like I'm going to be real comfortable coming into this new situation because I know what type of player I am. I know how I can help my team. I know, how to fit in right with this group. And those 4 years definitely helped me a lot to, polish my game and kind of understand where my strengths are and apply that to the next level.
Mike Brodsky, Florida National News. Of the conversations that you've had so far with the Magic players, coaches, and staff, what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received so far?
I mean, just, taking care of business while also being a great character. I feel like, this organization values that a lot. The person that I am, you've heard all this praise about me so far. And I'm still very focused on basketball, so I'm trying to go to war with these guys.
Jamie Say, News 6, Tristan, you say you're a regular guy. Regular guys don't make the NBA. Just wondering, how much work have you put into this moment, and what is your approach to working now that you are in the NBA?
I mean, now the real work starts. I know that this was a big step, and I know that, this seems like a huge accomplishment, but there's a lot of work behind it, day in, day out, and a lot of dedication and a lot of, love for the game. And I feel like that's the thing that's going to carry me even further. And, now with these resources that I have over here and the people that I know I'll enjoy working with, I can't wait to get to it.
Danielle Stein with Spectrum News 13 here in Orlando. Kind of speaking to that, you've watched your family going through this basketball journey with your brother previously, going through the professional, starting stages. For you to now be living this part of your dream now and, having watched that, how fulfilling is it for you just knowing where you and your family and your brother kind of came from with basketball?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of living this dream for our whole family, for everybody that I played with growing up, my friends that I still have back in Munich that I played basketball with growing up. And, all my former teammates, all my family, all my friends. This is also for them. And, for me to see them coming out to New York to the draft means a lot to me. And yeah, it's just a fulfilling moment. But once again, I know this is only the beginning.
Tristan, Mike Bianchi from the Orlando Sentinel. One of the major storylines in the draft is the influx of international players and the developmental system in Europe as compared to here. What is that developmental system like? And maybe can you compare it to what you've seen about the developmental system here?
I can't really speak on, high school basketball development over here because I haven't been a part of it. But I know for a fact that in Europe, there's a lot of detail-oriented work, and it's a process. So there's a lot of slow incremental development where young players get to play and get to play free, and even though you're part of a system, there's always options for your instincts to kick in. And for me, that was big. And by now, the NBA is really international business on a global scale. So, that impact, I feel like, is huge for kids to see that there's international guys in the NBA, and it's so readily available to everybody to see that basketball is more than just the American country dominating the league. So there's a lot of cultural impact from all over the globe.
Kristen Lago, West 2 News here in Orlando as well. I'm just curious, we talked a lot about how Jeff and Mose have been raving about how they think you'll fit here, how they're confident that you'll thrive and develop here. But from your perspective, why do you think you'll be comfortable here, that you'll develop here under Mose and with the rest of this team?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see a pattern. I feel like the biggest jump that I've done so far is going from Europe over to the States and playing basketball over here. And, back then, I talked to coach back then, AC, and head coach Tab Boyle, and, the vision that they had for me and kind of me giving them the trust to kind of take that into their hands and work together with me was a huge step, because you're putting into somebody else's hand and trusting them to get you to where you want to go. And I'm kind of doing the same thing again. So I'm trusting these guys, and I feel like I'm a master at adapting. Different cultural background, coming to the States and staying here for 4 years, living by myself and stuff like that. I feel like I adjusted really well to the lifestyle, and it's going to be the same thing all over again. And plus, I have 2 Germans on the team, so it's going to be easy to adjust.
Nate Merrow, Sports Illustrated. Who are some of the people that have helped you the most on your journey, and what is the impact they've had on you?
I mean, first and foremost, my family, obviously, my dad, my mom, my brother. And then, my closest friends out of Munich, I feel like they've had a huge impact as well. Before coming to college, it was definitely Robbie Scheinberg and Johannes Nino, my 2 coaches that I'm really, really close with to this day. And yeah, I mean, Coach Boyle, I can't thank him enough, and I'm beyond grateful for what he's done for me, and together with the rest of the staff, to kind of get me to this next level.
Tristan, Jason Beatty with the Orlando Sentinel. We talked about your journey earlier, your work to this point. When did you realize that you were good at basketball, that this is a career you could pursue? Like, was there a point in your youth or something where maybe there was a tournament and you realized, hey, I'm a little bit different than everyone else on the court?
Yeah, I always kind of knew I was a little bit different than everybody else, but I didn't really have the physical tools. And then when I started growing, I was like, okay. I was just kind of waiting for that growth spurt and kind of the physical development, because I'd seen it happening with my brother. He kind of grew taller than everybody else and still had that same skill set. And the same happened for me. And then at a certain point throughout college, you know, when I saw Jabari go to the league, and you know, I played against him every day in practice, and you know, other people that scratched the NBA, and other people that played at that level that I played against and played with. I feel like that gave me confidence to pursue that and, you know, test the waters last year, and then this year go all in.